Good morning, everyone. This is Marty Harger, and thank you for joining me today as we wrap up the month of November and begin to look forward to actually what lies ahead for us in December. And today I'd like to focus on the theme that we present in the Essential Yoga Program book for December, which is about compassion and cultivating kindness. These are things that are obviously more than, a seasonal need. We need to think about how we are expressing or focusing in compassion, first of all, for ourselves, and then how we can take that out to offer compassion to others once we are in a place where we are ready to share that. It's also a message about cultivating kindness within ourselves, for ourselves, so we can then offer kindness to others as well. So really the message is about beginning within us and how, rather than starting in this sort of frenzied holiday mood, how we can begin to use the doTERRA essential oils that we've outlined in the December workshop of the Essential Yoga Program, and how we can perhaps on a daily basis look at some practices that we can bring into our lives as well as into the yoga studio. So a couple of things that I know I have really been focusing on for the last few months is a loving kindness meditation. And I find that this is something that really ties into what we're talking about for the seasonal theme of compassion and cultivating kindness. I also encourage you to think about how you could, even every day, wake up maybe 30 minutes early, have a 10 to 15 minute meditation, how you could have even a short but purposeful 10 to 15 minute asana practice in your own home, and really tap into a focus on your breath and a focus on the movement that you are creating. I think one of the things that I see over the years in the yoga community is people wait until they come to yoga class to practice. It's a practice. It's a daily practice. It's like brushing your teeth. And if you have a time that you wake up each day a little before the rest of the world, a little before the rest of the household, even if it means setting an alarm, I've found that that's been really beneficial to self-compassion, to be able to silence all the messages that are around us and give us a place to create a clearer vision of what's going on in our lives. I've found that having that regular practice has been beneficial to silence myself and to be able to bring forward compassion, not just for everyone else, but also within, because sometimes we are our toughest critics. And I think the other part of it is when we have that time of silence, it gives us a chance to think about the fact that everybody is doing the best they can with what they have going on in life. It puts us in a place of reducing that idea of judgment of others and opening up our hearts to compassion and to cultivating kindness to one another. Certainly our world needs more of that today in every way. So that silence, beginning our day with it, and I think has created for many, many people, for you as well, I'm sure, those of you that have that kind of a daily practice, it's a softening, it's a gentleness, it's a kindness. And that's really a beautiful energy that is truly what we each need, I believe, to create the kind of beauty that we know is out there in the world, to start to see the world again with a sense of wonder, and to capture that magic of the holiday season, that time for us to come together with others, the time for us to share our joy, to celebrate the things that we have had in our lives over the course of the year, the messages, the stories, the experiences, and to bring together the opportunity to celebrate our connection to the divine spirit in whatever way that you honor and notice that within yourself and within others. So the reason I'm starting with this today is as we look at the workshop in the Essential Yoga Program for the month of December, the theme is around compassion. And I want to touch on the essential oils and blends that could be incorporated very easily individually or in succession if you prefer, as they're outlined in the book, and some of the ways that you might use them to put yourself in a place of compassion for yourself and for others, to put yourself in a place where you can cultivate kindness for the world. So the first is to incorporate the beautiful holiday joy blend. This is an incredible combination that we get to use of wild orange, cinnamon, cassia, nutmeg, pine. It has some beautiful scents in it. And I love diffusing this essential oil. Now I happen to be putting it on my hands right now. But when we take in the scent, the combination, it definitely makes us feel, those of us in the colder weather, I happen to be in the midst of a snowstorm where I live here, and it really helps us bring that holiday season feeling, that kindness for what is to come. And I love diffusing holiday joy. This is a great blend that doTERRA puts out at the end of each year for us to increase our mood and to put us in that holiday spirit. Now, the next thing that we talk about in the Essential Yoga Program workshop is incorporating peppermint essential oil into our water. Peppermint is a very uplifting aroma. It's great for the digestive system. It is wonderful to help with the breath. It is cooling to the body. And what I love about it is emotionally, it's the oil of a buoyant heart. So sometimes in the holiday season, to have compassion, to be able to cultivate that kindness, we need to lift up our mood and emotions. And one of the beautiful ways to do that is to take in a little bit of peppermint essential oil. When you put this in water, of course, you're going to be drinking from a glass or from a some kind of a stainless steel container so that the oils don't work with plastic very well. I'm sure you all know that. But the reason that we do that is when we take a sip, we actually smell it, which creates that emotional reaction. So the peppermint, the oil of the buoyant heart, helps us feel more spontaneous, more fun, more lighthearted. And sometimes in the holidays, when we have a lot of commitments, we have a lot of things that we're feeling. Again, we get woven or whipped up into some kind of a little frenzy about all the things we think we've got to get done. Peppermint kind of lightens it up a bit. So I would encourage you to put a little peppermint in your water over the next few weeks. It's a great choice for everything, for your well-being and also for your emotions and health. Now, as we begin our yoga practice, one of the beautiful oils for opening up the respiratory tract is frankincense. Frankincense being an oil that we often think about for its biblical reference, and it's been around for thousands of years. A couple of drops of frankincense applied to the chest or over the area of the body, even up under the nose where you have an opportunity to take in those aromas. Frankincense is a beautiful oil to support your healthy immune response this time of year. We gather friends together. It's important that we have tools around us, including, by the way, the oils in the holiday joy, which can be diffused in a room where there'll be a lot of people gathering. Maybe people are coming from different parts of the country to get together for the holidays. And when that happens, sometimes they bring something with them, some kind of occasional cough or flu. And so this is a way we can help protect ourselves. Frankincense is an oil that we use in our yoga practice, also emotionally, because it is the oil of truth. As we look at the theme of compassion, we have to take an honest look at the things that we are carrying around with us, the baggage that is a low vibration. And frankincense helps us release that. Applying frankincense regularly to your feet, to your chest, to your nose, diffusing it in your bedroom. Frankincense is a great choice in a yoga practice to help us, particularly in meditation, which is actually appropriate because we have used frankincense for years in religious services and ceremony. But when we're using frankincense emotionally, this oil of truth that helps us letting go of those old vibrations that pull us down, negativity, depression, sadness, anxiety, things that jealousy, rage, whatever those things are that come up in us sometimes over the holidays, it gives us a chance to pause and step back from it and go, wait a second. How is this serving me to be in that place? How is it serving the world? How am I sharing kindness when I go to those low vibrations? So as we bring frankincense, the oil of truth, into our yoga practice at home, in our meditation practice at home, in an Essential Yoga Program workshop, we're helping people to soften, raise their vibration, connect with the spirit, and also see with compassion in their eyes. Look out at the world with a little more understanding and more kindness. The next essential oil that we suggest using in the Essential Yoga Program workshop for December is Siberian fir. Siberian fir is a beautiful oil. All of the conifer or fir trees, of course, evoke that feeling of being in the forest, which often reminds us of Christmas trees, those that put up Christmas trees in their home. And Siberian fir is a beautiful essential oil that we can incorporate to help open up our respiratory system. What happens when we do that? We take in more breath. We take in more of life. We open up to what is available to us. And what I love about the fir trees is they're always about creating generational awareness. All of the conifers, the Douglas fir, the Siberian fir, for those of you that still have some white fir in your collection, these oils are, I think of it as a family tree, okay? So that's how you can kind of remember it, is they're really all about generational awareness, generational healing. And the Siberian fir is appropriate at this time as we go to compassion and we really focus on cultivating kindness, because we really need to recognize, as the oil of aging and perspective, that Siberian fir is one that helps us reconcile with our past, with our generational past, and creates that kind of feeling where we can let go of regrets of previous generations, of people that have passed. Let go of that feeling, and to really cherish and focus on the moments that we had with the people that were good, the moments that we had kindness for one another, having compassion for things where people were doing their best and maybe it didn't come out perfectly, but they were trying. And I think that we really need to think a lot about that in our family tree. Sometimes it's easy to try to look and place blame on what we don't have because somebody didn't do thus and such. I would really encourage you to use this season, use your oils, bring things like Siberian fir in to let go of that. Get that perspective about generations before you, and honoring those who have aged in your family, those who have messages and stories to share. Tap into that while they're with you. So it's a great oil to be diffusing in a gathering where you have family together. It softens, and I would encourage you to bring that in. Now, the fifth oil that we use in the December Compassion Workshop is thyme essential oil. And sometimes people look at the thyme oil and they consider it a hot oil. So you might want to consider in a classroom setting to dilute this with fractionated coconut oil. But thyme is a fantastic oil. It is such a powerhouse for the seasonal threats that we sometimes experience this time of year, much like oregano or cinnamon and some of these oils that are really strong herbal oils and spice oils. Thyme oil is very warming in that way. I love it for respiratory support. In the workshop, though, we use this on the low back. We put it on the sacrum or low back, and we do that because it is the oil of releasing and forgiving. And a lot of times in the first chakra area of the body, we are holding on to old stuff of fear. We're holding on to old family stuff. We may be holding on to our history in a way that isn't healthy, where we're focusing too much on the negative vibration, and we need to release and let go of that to raise our vibration and bring us into a better place to have kindness for ourselves, where we are in life and where others are as well. Finally, as we move into the stage of Shavasana, or a point of reconciling all that we have practiced, pulling together, where we are tuning into our own bodies, our own mind, our own spirit, we wind up with wild orange. And many of you know wild orange aromatically. It's such a happy, cheerful oil. It's a buoyant oil. Of course, it does things for our digestion, which we might need this time of year. But it also lifts the mood. And I love diffusing wild orange, actually in combination with frankincense, wild orange in combination with peppermint, wild orange in combination with pretty much everything. But as the oil of abundance, it helps us recognize that this is an abundant universe. We are here to experience joy. We are here to feel compassion for ourselves, for others, to really truly tap into kindness for one another. And if we can be that example, we can bring that out into the world. So I would encourage you to gather your oils from the December workshop. Take a look at the program. If you don't already have our book, you can get this as a great gift for yourself and others, perhaps your yoga teacher. This is available through Aroma Tools or on Amazon. You can also get an ebook version. But the December workshop really gives you lots of great info on how to apply the oils, their purpose and use, And I would encourage you to use this at home as well. Particularly this time of year, we really need to provide ourselves with some compassion and understanding that it's not all going to be perfect. And that's so okay, that that's not what this is about. It's a time of year to create a connection with others, to share our love, to share our kindness, to open our hearts to the world. So this holiday season, I hope you breathe in compassion for yourself, for others. I hope that you breathe out kindness for yourself and for the world. It really begins with you. So making a commitment to a daily practice at home, bringing that into your life if you don't have that already, is really, really one of the best gifts that you can do for yourself. I wish you all in America a happy Thanksgiving this week, and thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you again soon. Namaste.